Hi everyone, welcome to the part 2 of development. My name is Fred. Now, in the first video, I treated the development of a truncated cylinder. So today, we're going to be looking at the development of a truncated cone, okay? So this was once a complete cone, all right, but it has been truncated. And so this is it. All right, so this thin line, okay, like I told you before, indicative of the fact that this was a complete cone, but this part has been cut off. So let us take a look at the details that's been given. So here, the diameter of the cone, that's the base, the circular base, is 80 mm, 80 millimeter diameter. That means the radius would be 40. All right, now the total height of this cone is 75. All right, but remember, part of it has been removed. It has been cut off. Now the height, now this is the slant height and this is the perpendicular height. Now this is not the height that is being referred to here as 44. No, it is the perpendicular height here from the base to this point here. That is 44. Now I will tell you how to get this part, how to draw this part. So do not measure 44 and just draw. Okay, now we've been given the angle here that you have to position a set square 30 degrees angle and slice through. So this cone was actually sliced at an angle of 30 degrees to the horizontal to obtain this elevation you're seeing here. So I am going to reproduce this on the drawing. All right, so here it is. All right, so with the dimensions, right? So this is let me see how we look. So okay, good. Now this is the base 80. All right, now this is 44, as you can see. Okay, and this is angle 30. Now let me tell you how I was able to draw this. Now you draw a line, okay, horizontal line, and you measure 80 on it for the base. So as you can see, this is 80, this is 80, right? Now the next thing you do is you draw perpendicular. Now half of 80 is 40, so locate the center of this base, which is 40. So just put a dot there, 40. All right, so drop a perpendicular. Now you have to align your set square very well. So align this part of your set square, or if you like, you can use the base of your set square, but I always like to use this part as reference. So instead of just dropping it like this, because the edge of my set square might be bad curved, so I'll use this part. So align your set square with the base, okay, support with your ruler, all right, and adjust and draw a thin line upward, right? So you have this line. So now the height is 75. Okay, so you measure 75. This is 75. So you can see 7.5 from here. So indicate a dot there at the top. So when you're done with a thin line, join this part to the base with a thin line. Don't use thick lines. Then you join this point 75 to the base. Good. Now how do you get this 44? This line here, like I told you, do not measure 44 here. No, you're wrong, or you will be wrong. Now measure 44 from the base. So from here, this is 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay, so this is 44. This is the point here, 44. All right, so I will note it on the center line. Then I will use my set square. So you align your set square with the base. All right, make sure it is properly aligned. Support with your ruler or any other set square. Then transfer line to that point where you have 44 here. Transfer it. So once you get there, all right, hope you can see that. Once you get there, now dot the slant part of this cone. Make a dot there, all right, because this is the 44. So you transfer it there, make a dot. When you're done, connect this dot here with the base. All right, so you have this and this. Now the next thing is to bring your 30-degree set square. This one, not this. This is 45 degree. This is 30, 60. So you're going to make use of this 30 set square. So before you do you use it, you first of all align your ruler with this base, because you're going to rest the set square on top. Align this base, then rest your set square. Remember, this is the 30. Don't use 60. 30. Okay, align with the base, rest on top, and slide until the edge of this set square touches where you indicated 44. At this point here, this line you drew. So you slide. Once you get there, okay, that's it. Draw a line from there down to touch the slant side of this cone. Just draw a line. So that's how I got this line. Then all you have to do is connect this base to the point where it intersects, okay, and you have your elevation. So the next thing to do is to what? You extend this line, this vertical line at the center line. Extend downwards like this with a thin line. All right. So the next thing you do is to draw the plan, okay, the circular plan. Now, if the diameter is 80, then definitely to draw a circle, you need a radius of 40. All right, so you measure 40, as you can see. This is 40, okay. So look for any convenient point. Now, again, make sure there is a space between the plan and the elevation. So just choose any convenient point and do not draw it touching the base, okay, for convenience. Okay, and draw the plan. So that's the plan with a thick line or thick arcs. All right, so divide the plan into 12 equal parts. So there you have it, divided into 12. Now you could check other videos on special curve I did previously to learn how to divide the circle into 12 equal parts if you don't know how to. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draw lines, okay. This vertical line, I'm going to transfer it using my ruler and set square. Now, once again, if you've not seen the video on how to develop a cylinder, I think you should go see that video. So, because I'm going to skip some parts, okay. Now you know what I mean when I say that 10 and 11 they will coincide. Sorry, 10 and 2 will coincide, 1 and 11 will coincide, 4 and 8, you know, they'll be on same line. So go check it out and know what it's all about. Now what I'm going to do is this time around, you're going to draw lines from 0, 12 now, 11, 10, 8, 7, and 6 to the base. Now do not draw. Now the mistake most students make is they will draw the lines from here, for example 6, straight up to the apex of the cone. No, you're wrong. All right, the first thing is to what? Draw lines to the base first. Then from the base, you not take them to the apex. I hope that's understood. So transfer lines first to the base. So you take this center line, align your set square with the center line here. All right, and transfer lines to 8. Draw to the base, 7 to the base. Definitely 7 on the edge will correspond, and 12 on the edge. Sorry, my hand shook. Let me take that line again. Okay, 0 will correspond to the edge already. Then 11 to the base, 10 to the base. We already have 9 drawn, so you can see. Right now, remember, I'm supposed to actually draw the line from 11 through 1, as in 1 through 11, 2 through 10, 4 through 8, and 5 through 7. But there is no need for that at the moment because I don't want the plan to be crowded with lines, okay. Now the next thing to do is to draw these lines, these points, okay, to the apex with thin lines. So connect this point to the apex, Okay, so we're done with it, with all the lines drawn up this way. Now the next thing is now the seam. SS is the seam. These are seams, so that means you have to develop from here. Okay, develop this way. Now this is not a prism. This is a pyramid. Yes, a pyramid, a circular base pyramid called a cone. Now if it were to be a prism, you have to apply the parallel line method. Okay, but for all pyramids, you apply the radial method. Okay, and how do you go about that? You needle on the apex here, A, okay, and stretch to the base because you want to draw the development. So you stretch to the base here, all right, and draw an arc, all right, thin lines. So you draw an arc Hope you can see that. Draw an arc from the base here. Draw an arc, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these divisions. You know, they are all equal from 1 to 0, from 0 to 11. They are all equal. So I will take one of them and I will step off 12 equal divisions on this arc. So you take one of those divisions here. All right, just anyone. They are all equal. 10, 9, or 11. So from here, step off 12 equal divisions, because this circle was actually divided into what? 12. So that will be 1, 2, 3. You keep going 4 to 12. Okay, so there you have it. So 0, 1, 2, 3 to 12. So the next thing you do is connect all the points from 0 to 12 to the apex A, all right, with a straight line. So you connect A to 12, you connect A to 11, keep going to 10, to 9, and so on up to 1. All right, so there you have it, all the lines drawn to 12. Okay, so the next thing to do is to now, this is one mistake that most students they make again, or most likely to make. Now you are going to have to transfer lines, arcs, draw arcs rather, from this point down to this last line here, 12. Okay, but what the mistake that most students make is they will start transferring the lines from here. Like you can see that these lines, these base lines, are intersecting this section surface at these points. Okay, so they start transferring from here. It is wrong. All the way down. Then the next one here, transfer, then here, transfer, draw arcs here, draw arcs here. No, it is wrong. What you're supposed to do actually is to draw lines from all of those points, okay, to touch this what slant side of this cone. How? So you align your set square with the base, because they definitely have to be parallel lines to the base. Okay, so you support with your ruler. Then this is already on the what? On the slant part of the cone. So you're not going to draw any line there. So you move to the next one, which is this one. So you draw lines from this point to touch the slant part of the cone. You draw from here, touch the slant part of the cone, from the center as well, from here, from here, and finally from here. Okay, so these are the points I'm talking about along the slant part of the cone. So you have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Now the next thing you do is you needle on A. Okay, needle on A, stretch to the first one, which is this one. Okay, and draw arcs from here. Sorry about that. Thin lines. Remember, everything you see, there are thin lines, except apart from the elevation of the plan. Okay, so you move to the next one here. And draw arcs from here. So you continue. Okay, so there you have all the lines, okay, drawn from all of those points. Okay, all right. Okay, so the next thing is to start matching numbers of the plan with what this development. Okay, this part where you draw the development. So we start with 0. So this is 0 and 12 at the same time. So this is definitely 0.0. Now remember, this is a cone, unlike the cylinder we developed the other time. So you definitely have to move to the apex, to the what? The top of the what? The cone. So now if you move 0, okay, this is definitely 0 here. All right, because this cone has been truncated. So this is the only elevation. This is the elevation. This is the part that forms the elevation. You understand? So this is 0 and 12 at the same time, because it's just a point. So this is for 0 and 12. So you trace. So this is 0 it is corresponding with what 0 at this point. So this is one of the points. Then you keep moving. You follow that same 0 line until you get to 12. So you follow it, and this is 12 here. So we have another point here. So what is this? This is for 11 and 1. Like I told you, this both points will be on the same line. All right. So this is 11 and 1 on this line. So you trace. So this is 11 and 1. This is it here. So you move. So you look for 1. Let me use another pencil. So you move. So this is 1. They'll meet here. Continue until you get to where the point 11. All right. So this is 11 here. So you follow that line, that arc. Sorry. This is 11. All right. So the next one is 10 and 12. Okay. I guess you can see that very clearly. Let me make some adjustments. Okay, so I guess you didn't get that initially. I just made some adjustment. Now this is it. This is 0, all right, and 12. So this is 0. So you trace, you follow. So this is where you have the intersection between the body of the cone and these construction lines. So here, so this is 0 and 12. So you dot 0. So you trace same arc all the way up to where you have 12. So same arc, and this is 12. Okay. So you dot 12. They're intersecting there. Now this is 11 and 1. Hope you can see that clearly. 11 and 1. So we trace line 11 and 1. So this is it. 11 and 1. So wherever you see 1 and 11, you dot. So you follow same arc. This is 1. You dot. Follow same arc until you get to 11. This is 11. You dot. I hope that's clear. Okay. So this is 10 and 2. I hope that is visible. 10 and 2. So this is line 10 and 2. So you trace. This is line 10 and 2 here. So you trace for 2. This is 2 here. Have the dots. Follow same arc until you get to 10. Same arc, and this is 10. I hope that's clear. So the next one is 9 and 3. 9 and 3. All right. So you trace 9 and 3. This is it here. So you follow same arc. This is 3. Remember, this is 3. And then this is 9. So you move. This is 9 here. Just do the same thing. Continue like that. The next one is 8 and 4, 7 and 5 and 6. Okay, so that's these are the points. All right. For 8 and 4, you trace 8. This is 4 here, and this is 8 here. For 7 and 5, the same thing, and 6 stands alone. So 6, this is it. So you use a French curve or a flexible curve to connect this curve, this point, join this point together, and also draw this part with a thick line. Okay, to show the development. Okay, so there you have it. This is the development. Then once again, if it is an opened cone, then this is just the development. That's all. But if it is a closed cone, definitely you're going to have the base of the cone. All right. Sorry about that. You're going to have the base of the cone. There's this covering. So you're going to have it somewhere here, anywhere. Okay, so just draw a line out and draw the base of the cone using the same radius you use here. Okay, for this circle. So you draw the base of the cone. All right, so that's it. Now, okay, now, sorry. Now, when a cone is truncated and you view from the top of that cone, all right. Now, let's assume this part. We're not assuming now. Okay, a part of the cone is already removed. Now, there's going to be a circular opening at the center somewhere here. Do you understand? All right, then the base definitely remains the same. So how do we get the circular opening at the top? I will show you. So still on the same drawing. Now what you do next is to draw lines from this point of intersection here. Now look very closely. You see this is line 5 and 7. Do not forget. So when you trace, this is the point where it cuts the section surface. So you're going to transfer vertical lines, like lines parallel to this center line now, from this point down, from this point of intersection, all of them. Now 9 and 3 has already been drawn. Now you transfer lines down. All right, so let's do that, and I'll tell you how they coincide and how to trace out the points that forms the circular opening or the elliptical opening, depending on the shape you get at the end of the day. So align your set square with the center line here. Okay, all right, so let's start with this one, the first one here. So transfer lines to that point. Okay, draw thin lines down. Just a minute. Okay, let's do that again. Now transfer lines here. Now this is line what? 6. This is point 6. So this is line 6. Now this is 6. Now you're going to draw line down to cut line 6, because this is line 6. I hope you got that. So transfer line from the center to 6. So draw lines from this point to 6, intersecting 6, thin line. So this is it. Let me explain that again. So this is 6.6. This is line 6. So we transfer line from the center here to that point. Okay. So when you're drawing down, make sure the line you're drawing down will coincide with line 6. So this is it. So we have one point here. Now, this is for 7 and 5. So you transfer line from the center, and this is where we have the intersection here for 7 and 5. So transfer lines, vertical lines from the center towards 7. To this point here, 7 and 5. This is line 7 and 5. So transfer line to this point. So this is it. All right. So you draw lines down to cut 7 and 5 only, because this line is representing what? Line 5 and line 7. So you draw lines down from here to cut 7 and to cut 5. So this is it. This is line 7 and this is line 5. So this line is cutting 7 at this point and it's cutting 5. All right. So transfer again to 8. So you trace 8. This is where it is what? Intersecting. So transfer the center line to 8. Cut 8 and 4 only. Remember, 8 and 4 coincide. So draw thin lines down, 8, 4. So this is the point of intersection, 8 and 4. All right. So I will come back to 9 and 3, but let me do this first. 10 and 2. So transfer lines from here to where do you have 10 and 2? So 10 and 2, this is the point of intersection. So transfer lines there, here, not here. Okay, so you draw lines to cut 10 and 2. So it is cutting line 10, this point, and line 2 at this point. Then we have 11 and 1. Okay, so this is for 11 and 1. Okay, here. So draw line. This is line 11 and this is line 1. They intersect at this point. Then for 0, when you trace, this is point 0, so you draw line, you transfer lines, so it will cut line 0. This is line 0. Okay, so this is it. Now we have a point to indicate on 9 and 3. Okay, so how do we get it? All right, so come to this center here, this point here, not here. All right, because this is actually the center of the cone. You understand? Viewing from the top here. So needle on this point and stretch your pair of compass to touch this edge here, this line, where this line touches this slant part here. Okay, so use this radius or this length. Okay, keep it fixed. Come to the center here and cut line 9-3 both at the top and at the bottom, and that's how you get the points here. Okay, so with a French curve, broomstick, flexible broomstick, or flexible curve, connect all points to give you the shape of the sliced surface. Okay, so this is a complete sectional plan. Okay, now as you can see, all right, you can see this clearly. So you see the circular base, this part, which is this one. Okay, then there is an opening at the top, which is this one. Okay, that's it. Then for the development, just a moment. So when you open using here as seam now, you open from here. Okay, so you see, you know, this is not actually cut to size, but as you can see, it's approximately same shape as this one. All right, that's the development. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel and tell a friend who you think might need this. Thank you.